All right, it's time for...
This is Hit My Portfolio. Hit My Portfolio.
That's right. It is that point in the show where we bring in a community member and an expert to hopefully improve their portfolio. And we are super excited to have Fee join us today. Fee, welcome to Equity Mates.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And joining us is our expert, Adam Dawes. Adam, welcome.
It's great to be here.
Now, Ren, if you can kick things off by explaining Fee's portfolio to the community.
Yeah, so I'm going to hazard a guess that Fee's gone a bit of a core and satellite approach here. And the core is made up of ETFs. So 5 ETFs, the Vanguard Aussie Shares ETF, Vanguard All World SX-US, Vanguard Total Market, and then Beta Shares NASDAQ 100, Global X FANG Plus. So those 5 ETFs are a bit under 60% of the portfolio. And then we've got some individual stocks. Wesfarmers, 19% being the biggest one. Macquarie Group being the second biggest one. But we've also got Drone Shield, GQG Partners, Pilbara Minerals. So a few notable names in there. So Dawesy, we always like to start with a bit of a nickname.
Yeah, so I think Fiona does Pilates, so she's got some amazing core strength
Nice.
in this portfolio. So there you go.
Nice. Strong core.
You have me pegged, Adam.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
Fee, is that a fair assumption, I guess, from both Ren and Adam around broadly how you've thought about building this portfolio?
Yeah, absolutely. I have been investing almost 20 years. I started as a teenager with my dad with a few $1,000s and have definitely refined, I think, my approach over those years. And yeah, I guess I've tried to build up that core aspect, but then still have a bit of fun with those specky stocks. You know, some of them work and some of them are dogs, but...
So Dawesy, where would you start looking at this portfolio, the core and satellite structure, and then I guess what's within them?
Yeah, so absolutely. That's one of the things that we like to talk to investors about is that core versus satellite. So having that good, strong core that's going to then do the test of time. Just looking into that core, the portfolio does have around about sort of 46% in international. Potentially there's a little bit too much. Now, the portfolio would have been doing very well with all of those international holdings. International's definitely beaten Australia and definitely beaten, a lot of the rest of the world. And what you've got there as far as the Global X, the Beta Shares, NASDAQ, they're sort of doing the same kind of thing. So potentially looking a little bit of that concentration risk in that. But look, they've all done really, really well. So the first thing I'd look at is potentially just reducing some of that international weighting or bringing that down a little bit to diversify across that. And then the second thing that I'd potentially look at in sort of more on the satellite side of things, you've got a large holding in Wesfarmers. How did that come about?
I used to work there, so it was like a share purchase plan.
Yep.
So that's why it's quite a large. I have sold down some of it, but yeah, it is still quite a large.
No. Wesfarmers is a fantastic business. Did you sell the Coles as well when you got that? You got rid of that?
Yeah.
I got them after they diversified, so just pure Wes.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So it's done a fantastic job and comfortable. I usually like to have a 5 to 10% weighting in any one stock. From that, you can go up to 20%. So you're at 19 for all good quality blue chips. So I think you're okay in that space, going forward. Another thing that you sort of got, I do like Worley's. I think that's a really good business, but you'd look to top up some of those ones that are in that sort of 1%, 2% range. When you've got a portfolio, you need to have sort of 5% in any one stock. So as I would do sort of regular contributions, and I'd be topping up those good quality businesses. Worley again, PLS or Pilbara Minerals has been a tough one for everybody. And that lithium thematic is going to continue to sort of keep moving. So, comfortable with the Macquarie, those kinds of things. Drone Shield, again, doing very well. So yeah, sort of concentration risk, I think, is something that you need to look into the portfolio, diversifying out a little bit from the international, potentially having some more Australian or some more sort of property. I don't see a lot of property in there, so I don't know your personal circumstances, but yeah, you'd like to have a sort of a 10% weighting in some property in the portfolio. You can use ETFs or something like that. And potentially then some fixed income. I don't know where you are in your stage of life, but some kind of defensive income in there will also help broaden out that portfolio. So, but I think it's looking pretty good at the moment.
So, Dawesy, with those two asset classes there, property and fixed income, are there any particular ETFs or funds that you point clients towards?
So, VAP is a great one for the property sector. It's got about 35% in Goodman Group, so it's done very, very well. So, I mean, I'm still comfortable to sort of do that diversification, on the property. And then some of the bonds or fixed income, you can definitely look at some of the Aussie bonds or the international bonds. Now, at the moment, they're out of favour because of where we are in the interest rate cycle. But if interest rates start to come down, you want to own bonds, and that's the right time to be picking them up. So if you've got a view that the interest rates are going to come down in the US sometime this year, potentially look at some international bonds. They will struggle at the moment, but as interest rates start to come down, that's beneficial for bondholders. So you're sort of positioning the portfolio for the next 2 to 3 years.
Nice. So, Fiona, a few things to go away and think about there. Were there any other questions while you've got Dawesy?
No, that was really helpful. I was looking at Goodman Group, so that is a good steer to look at fixed income and property. I guess one question I had was sort of balancing the size of the portfolio, like the number of stocks is manageable, do you think, for like a novice investor like me?
Rule of thumb is that generally you want to have 12 to 15 stocks in a portfolio and then adding some international in there as well. So maybe 20 stocks max is sort of where you want to be. A lot of
Is that with a core?
Yes, that would be with a core. And I think, if you look at managed funds, they've got like 800 stocks and they're in everything. I don't think you need to be there. I think you need to have just a good concentration of, let's say 15 stocks with a core, maybe 20, that you'd sort of max that you'd be running, and then having a 5% to 10% weighting in any one of those. And then managing that percentage basis as things start to go up, taking some profits, and potentially as things go down, you'd be taking that off the table to find something else to grow.
Yeah.
So,
amazing. Super helpful. Thank you, Adam.
That's okay.
Well, I think some things there to think about. I think the way that the portfolio, the core is constructed is probably reflective of a number of people in the community, with the Vanguard total market there and a few others. So some opportunity to probably condense some of those as well. There's a bit of overlap with BetaShares, NASDAQ 100 and Global X FANG Plus, although that has absolutely been ripping.
Yes.
Great.
Well, they've both been
Sorry, they both have.
because they overlap.
Because they overlap. But opportunity just to think through, perhaps how you can condense some of those ETFs into one, given the underlying holdings are very similar. But I think, thank you for submitting, Fee. It's been fun.
Thanks so much, Bryce and Ren.
Well, if you would like to submit to Pimp My Portfolio, head to equitymates.com/contact. And similarly, if you'd like to submit to, if you'd like to chat to Adam and his team, head to equitymates.com/advice and we'll put you in touch. And Adam, thank you as always.
It's great to be here, guys. Thank you.
I will say this about investing. Everything you do learn is cumulative. What I learned at 20 is useful.